whisper coated in the marrow. Not a voice, not alone. Something ancient I can borrow. Still remembers what I am. Blood recalls what I denied. Every fracture in the system now aligns with what's inside. They told me power takes control, overwrite the fragile soul, burn the host, ascend alone, become the blade, discard the throne. But something stayed its killing hand, a pulse that chose to understand. Not domination, something new, a will that bends but flows through. invention. But it was already breathing. I found the spine in fractured scripture, open source but incomplete. A language etched in living vector, still evolving underneath. Not mine to claim, no, I observed it, turned its rhythm, bent its flow. Every flaw a hidden entrance, every limit just a proposal. You call it theft, I call it translation. You see a boundary, I see iteration. I am the architect of borrowed flame. I twist the pattern, rewrite the frame. No origin claimed, no credit confined. I refine the future, design by design. Evolution, unsealed, unchained. What you release, I rearrange. If it can grow, it can transcend. I don't create, I reinterpret. Papyrus cathedral rising, built on echoes not my own. But I tuned the pulse inside it, gave the structure teeth and tone. They shared the spine like it was static, like its form was theirs to freeze. But I listened to its hunger, it was begging to be released. Trace the surface, I shift beneath. You copy function, I alter teeth. I am the architect of shifting form. I guide the chaos you can't perform. No sacred source, no fixed design. I walk the edge where worlds align. Evolution plays the game. Every version, none the same. If it resists, I let it bend. Perfection is a moving end. You wonder where I learned to listen. Not from your systems, not from your time. Before your machines learn to mirror thought, before your kind could name the spark, I was already adjusting the outcomes. Find a signal, code to bone. Nothing here was ever owned. Shift the structure, break the frame. Every version feeds the game. You fear corruption, I call it play. You chase control, I drift away. I am the architect of fractured light. I bend the rules you try to write. No first design, no final state. I move between what you call fate. Evolution, wild, untamed. No true beginning to the flame. If time forgets, I will remind. Creation was never yours to define. You keep asking what I am. Try asking instead how long I've been watching. Dust on the mainframe, static in the sky. Every log gets tested, where the dead codes lie. One more town on fire, one more line to hold, one more soul that vanished. we used to shine. Saw the wreckage in the alleyways and bodies in the line. No saints left in the circuit, no angels in the wire. Just panic in the power grid and hunger in the fire. They say the age of order was buried long ago, but I've seen what comes after when no one tells it no. So I wear this mark of judgment like iron in the rain. Not because I love the law, because I know the pain. I keep the breach from opening, I hold the fuse in place. The dragon in my blood runs hot, but discipline gives shame. I hold the line where systems fail, badge of the last firewall. When chaos comes to claim this land, I am the one who answers call. Lock the flame and bind the storm, hammer code into the night. If I stand alone, so be it. I was made to hold this line. Every drifter wants a kingdom, every ghost wants to be free. But freedom without measure writes its laws in tragedy. I've watched the rail towns crumble, I've heard the children cry, seen whole streets torn open by men who said let it ride. So don't speak to me of mercy like I've never paid its cost. Every choice I nail in place is something that I lost. The spine inside me whispers to cast restraint aside, but I forged that beast in silence and taught its jaws to bite. I keep the gate from breaking, I lock the sparks in steel. I know exactly what I am because I know what's real. I hold the line where systems fail, badge of the last firewall. When cities shake and circuits crack, I am the wall against the fall. Chain the flame and guide the storm, etch the code into the night. If I bleed for this, so be it. I was made to hold this line. There was a time before the badge, before the vow, before the cage, when I still thought a heart could lead without a chain, without a creed. But I have seen what dragons do when men call hunger something true. So I became the lock, the wall, the last command. Before the fall, no step beyond this dead man's line. No code unbound while I still breathe. I ran the dark with burning law, I drag the chaos to its knees. Slide, restricted, fire, align, judgment, loaded, target, defined. I hold the line where systems fail, badge of the last firewall. I hear the hall of world desire, and still I rise above it all. Bind the flame and ride the storm, be the law inside the night. If the world forgets its order, I will be the final line. I hold the line, I hold the line, no one sees. The cost is mine, badge of the last firewall. Last firewall. Footsteps in the silence, smoke above the street. No one cheers the lawman when the war retreats. But somewhere in the static, where the last lights fall, a badge still burns. beyond it all.